We're heading to go see John at DeGroot's. We've had a great relationship with the team at DeGroot's there for a number of years now. They're one of our, I'd say one of our original clients actually when we first got started. John is a really well-known guy in the area, and I think he's going to have some pretty cool insight in terms of what helped him get to where he is today. Hi, John.
Awesome. Greetings. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, excellent.
Good, good. Yeah. Thank you for taking the time to sit down with me today.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely.
I want to start by hearing your story. Kind of tell me how you got to where you are today.
Wow. No, it's not even, that's not a very exciting story.
No?
No. I grew up here in Sarnia, Lambton. I was born here on Carr Street. I'm one of 11 kids, and of course started working here when I was, who knows, 7, 8, 9.
So your dad started the business? Or
Dad and Mom started the business. Yeah, Dad and Mom started it. And I'm near the bottom of the group of 11. I never really gave a whole lot of thought as to, okay, what do I want to be when I grow up? Never really bothered with that, and I just kind of fell into this racket. Went to Michigan State University. Thought maybe it wouldn't be such a bad idea if I learned a little bit about horticulture, and then right after that, I was here like a dirty shirt.
All in, yeah.
All in, yeah. No, and it was primarily my older brother and I, who
ran
kept
the show.
Kept this place running. We never actually sat down and say, okay, what do you want to do and what do I want to do? How about you do the landscape design and I do this? No, we never. Things just fell into place. And here we are. Probably about 10 to 15 years ago, I was getting like, been there, done that. Maybe I should find something else.
Yeah.
But then soon after that, there was some life changes that happened, and I just kind of, okay, this is it. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in for the long haul.
Yeah, good. What's the mission of the company?
Okay, so I knew that question was coming, so I actually looked it up. We do live by the mission, but we do actually just have sort of a typical motherhood and apple pie mission statement that says we want to be the best garden center in Lambton County. But then our vision is a little bit more sort of personal. It's got some more guts to it, and it's, we want to provide a superb customer service experience that enhances the lives of our clients.
Yep. You've been in it such a long time. What are the major changes you've kind of seen happen over the years with the industry in general and even the market, local market?
Oh man, there's been a lot of changes. Now we've moved some of these changes along too, because we used to be just a place where people could buy and sell shrubs, right? And then we got into annuals, we got into perennials, we got into growing. It's a little bit unusual for a landscape company to be the same place as a garden center. So if you think of the other landscape companies that are in town over here, none of them are associated with a garden center. We are.
Some of those TV shows too, I'm sure, help kind of.
Some of those TV shows, Pinterest, and what's the other one, House? People get motivated by that. About 30% of our business, maybe a little bit more, 30% is landscape design and install. So we have a team of 5 or 6 people that actually go out, and I'm one of those team members. I was out yesterday all afternoon looking at people's backyards. That still is sort of my gig.
So what does a typical day look like for you then?
So I get up reasonably early, and then I get here usually 7:30-ish. But then the first thing I do is I actually do a go-around, or I do a walkabout. Sometimes it's only eye contact that I have with staff. A quick step into the accounting office, and I do a good morning thing almost everywhere. Awesome. And it's just, I don't know what the habit, I enjoy doing that. It helps me stay connected. And then I actually sit down it's gross. I sit down and answer all them silly emails that have come up. And if I don't do that, it's fine until later on in the day, and then by that time most of them are dealt with. I'm not good at sitting down in one spot. I actually enjoy interruptions. I hope the phone rings, and I hope someone walks into my office and asks a question.
So you're still as active as ever in this?
Active as ever. A day is a lot of fun. It actually is. Yeah.
Over the years, how do you stay motivated? How do you kind of keep that ball rolling?
There's always stuff to do, right? There's always fires to put out. Yeah, and there's always opportunities. There's always, that might be kind of fun to do. When the phone rings, I go, oh, good. What's at the other end? And I quickly grab it and I go, good afternoon, DeGroot. Or John speaking, and often it's really nothing. But it's another opportunity. It's another.
So it's the opportunity, the kind of uniqueness, something different every time, basically.
It's something different. And every day is unwrapping a new gift. In terms of lofty, what's my 10-year plan? Oh, please don't. No.
Is there any one thing you contribute your success to over the years?
Surrounding yourself with the right people. Yeah, that's a biggie. I'm lousy at a lot of stuff. I'm really lousy at a lot of stuff. But if you have the right person that you work with that takes care of this piece and takes care of that piece, and then runs with that piece. Yeah, that's probably the biggest. If you surround yourself with the right people and let them go.
Yeah.
Have a nice day. Let me know if you want some help,
yeah.
some help or some
Let them
or
learn
some
from their
support.
mistakes. And
Yeah, I mean, yeah, life is full of that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is there anything that keeps you up at night?
You know, lousy relationships. If people are angry when there's dissatisfaction.
Amongst employees
Yeah,
or
amongst-
customers or both?
Employees.
Employees, yeah.
You know, when someone's not happy with you, and even when there's internal stuff, yeah, that's not fun. That's not the way we should live.
Exactly.
And if we have them, we hide them quite well. Is there anything else that keeps? We once had a Ministry of Labor incident here that wasn't fun at all. Yeah. Not that long ago, I had someone call me and I said, and she said, "Hi, I'll just make up a name. This is Samantha from the ministry office." And I went,
Heart sinks, yeah.
"Oh, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Labor, what other ministries? Transportation, Communication? Oh, no." Anyway, it was a church ministry office. So I told her, I said, "Oh, you are my best friend." "And what do you want again?" "Can we rent a room?" It was most
You can
common.
have it.
You can have it, bloody thing.
You mentioned this earlier, but if you could do it all again, would you go a different route or consider a different opportunity, or still stay down the path that you took?
Oh, I would. Yeah, no, I would stay down. I would stay down the path. Yeah, you know, I probably would have taken maybe more risks. No,
Yeah.
But you can look back on that.
It's easier said than done.
It's
yeah,
easier
yeah,
said than
yeah,
done.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. How important is work-life balance?
I tend to mix the two, and I will admit when I was, you know, a teenager and when I was in my early, you know, up until 30, 40, I worked way too many hours. I remember when my son was born, it was, you know, my wife is still unhappy with me about that. Out came this baby, and I was too busy. I didn't really know how it worked either, right? You know,
It's the first one.
it's the first one, you know. But he was born in April. Okay, our timing
could've
wasn't.
timed that a little bit
we could have timed that a little better. Okay, so blame that. Whatever. Let's leave that alone. I worked way too much.
Yep.
In those times, and you kind of needed to, or had to, or
That's what I was
didn't
gonna
really have a lot of
say
choice.
is, I'm kind of in the same boat where it feels like at this age you need to put the hustle in. You need to kind of get there to get your footing so that, you know, you can find that nice balance later on in life. How do you define success?
It also kind of sounds silly. If it's July and it's a beautiful day and there's people at the tea house and there's people on the patio at the tea house, and I walk through and I see people in conversation and I see moms sitting with their moms, that is just, okay, that's
why you're here.
That's
Yeah.
what it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if
Yeah.
I think, oh, good, relationships are being enhanced. That's really cool. Yeah. You know, and not to get around it. If you're making $1 or $2, that helps too.
Yeah.
But this time of the year, I do bite my fingernails because after January, February, March, you know, there's no income. Yeah, and there's a lot of expenses. We still have to keep the heat on. We still have to keep, you know, a bunch of people working, etc. So that part, yeah. And then by the time 1st of July rolls around, after our spring sales, then I smile a little bit better.
You can relax a little bit.
I can relax a little bit, and I go, see, that wasn't too bad.
In your opinion, what's one of the most important skills you need to be successful in business?
Flexibility, a lot of hard work and a lot of energy. Yeah. And
Hustle.
Yeah, hustle. It is. It's in a sense, it would be so much easier just to, you know, punch a clock and go in and work at a big outfit where. Yeah. And after a while, I mean, you do live and breathe this stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
What was one of the biggest successes or satisfying moments you've had in your career?
We used to be in town, downtown at the corner of Exmouth and Indian, at, you know, where the No Frills Plaza is right there. And then we realized that was too small for us and we wanted to grow, we wanted to move. So we moved here in 1981. And then 13 years ago, we saw this place and we said, you know, we're gonna need a bigger parking lot. We're gonna need, you know, we were bursting at the seams. Yeah. We're gonna need a bigger store. We need a greenhouse. I mean, I put pen to paper and I jumped in the car and I went to Chicago and I went to Detroit and I went to Toronto and I went to a whole bunch of other different garden centers just to see how they were all laid out, tied all in together. You know, when we cut the ribbon 13 years ago, and that was kind of cool. Yeah. That really was,
That kind of a defining moment.
Yeah.
On the flip side, has there been a failure that stands out in your mind, perhaps? Or?
Yeah, maybe, was it about a decade ago? I was asked to start a private, independent high school. And I thought, you know, let's do it. This should be okay. Yeah. Okay, now that didn't work. But yeah, it flopped.
Yeah.
After 3 years and a bunch of money and a bunch of effort and a bunch of, you know, tons of meetings, and
I could bet, yeah.
That's a tough gig.
Does it kind of revolve around stick with what you know a little bit, or do you think it's...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And risks are okay. I mean, what's wrong with a risk, and what's wrong with failure? I mean, that's okay.
So let's talk a little bit about relationships. How important are relationships when building a business?
Oh, I like to have a lot of friends. I'm not real good at enemies. But yeah, that's what life's about. Life is about relationships and, enhancing people.
Is there anything you can attribute finding talented employees, or any kind of things you look for in an employee when you bring them on the team here at DeGroot's?
I don't need to interview people very long, right? I can sit in a room and I can speak a few words, and I look at their eyes, and I look at the spark in their eyes, and I look at the energy, and I go, yeah, okay, we're going to find a place for you.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, you can tell by the way they walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's some spring in the step, I can say, okay, let's go.
Yeah. What are some ways you keep your team motivated?
There's always a mission. There's always something to do, and nobody sits idle. And if I see somebody sitting idle, then I go, okay. I mean, it's not that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's part of it, but it also means you're here on life for a purpose. Yeah. Let's fulfill that. Let's get on with it.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
The best people that you can hire are the ones that work themselves out of a job, right? In other words, they just keep on moving up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just keep on moving up.
With that, I know we're on employees again a little bit, but with the millennials, do you find any different, what they say true, the myths true, in terms of motivation or willingness to kind of grow?
And we keep on hearing about this block of people that are millennials.
They've kind of got that stigma around them.
They kind of got.
I don't know whether it's as accurate as people think it is.
Yeah.
But
Are they a whole lot different than me? People are people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure there are different trends, et cetera, and yeah, millennials will look stuff up on the internet as opposed to calling on the phone. By and large, people are people, and people are about relationships.
Exactly. Is there somebody professionally or personally that you look up to that's kind of helped guide you in your business career?
Of course, in my personal life, there's lots of people that I look up to and that I lean on, and that whether they know it or not, there's lots of different mentors. I'm in the Rotary Club, and there's a bunch of people there that I, lean on, look up to, and they probably do the same for me in some way, shape, or form as well. That kind of stuff is important. Stuff at the Chamber of Commerce, and
it's kind of nice having, even like I said, when we talk mentors, somebody to bounce an idea off of, or get kind of play the devil's advocate role once in a while. So you're very involved in the community.
Okay, yeah.
How have you, has there been much of a crossover between your community involvement and what you've done in business, and how important are those two pieces?
I mix them up quite readily. Seeing other organizations and fledgling organizations, seeing them succeed is really, really important to me. Playing a positive role in the community is I mean, that all sounds real nice, but that is important. It's kind of the way I grew up, and I probably learned that from my mom and dad. Yeah. I depend on the community. This place.
It's nice to be able to give back. Yeah.
This place. There's a lot of employees around here that depend on the community. Okay, let's turn that around, and let's make that go the other way as well.
Is there one piece of advice you could give somebody starting out in business?
Start small. Yeah. Don't be too terribly ambitious. I mean, a lot of startups fail. However, the startups that start slow and move slowly are likely to make something.
Build a nice foundation,
and surround yourselves with the right people. Don't try to do it. Don't try to do it on. Don't do it on your own. You need either a rich uncle or a banker or something like that. Rich aunt. I shouldn't say that.
Morning person or night hawk?
Morning, definitely morning. Late at night. I mean, I'm up late at night, but I don't do very much.
Do you prefer to read your news on a device or the good old paper?
The good old paper, actually, that's news. Device is not news. That's just a bunch of
fluff.
bunch of fluff. It's optional.
Yeah. Country or city living?
You know what? I'm with people all day long, and I love that, but I love living out in the country.
What's one thing that's on your bucket list?
A little more traveling, I think. Yeah.
Anywhere in particular that you haven't been that you?
I like places that I haven't seen before. Please don't bring me back to the same place over and over and over again.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
Whiners.
Whiners? Complainers?
Do you ever hang around with whiners that are negative? Yeah, don't.
Negativity.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, that's not. Gender language, okay, that's a stupid little pet peeve.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I watch that pretty close. Yeah, yeah. I was the first that supported this "Oh Canada" change.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
in all our sons' command. Like, really, are we not over that yet? You know, you're missing out on half the people in this world by saying that. So don't do that.
Favorite food?
Anything tasty. Thai food.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I'd learned more. I wish I could do more, but I love Thai food.
Dogs or cats?
Oh, neither. Don't get them in my way. Yeah, we have a cat at home that I tolerate. Yeah.
Your desk clean or messy? You organized or you like a little chaos?
This little interview is not in my office for a reason. It's scattered.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scattered. And then periodically, twice a year, I clean my desk.
Yeah. It's organized chaos then.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. This was fantastic.
Thank you.